I'm Adam Niffen.
No, I'm Jeremy Cocaine.
This is Smith Welding Restoration. Nothing to add.
Well, it's what we work. That's what we do. We make things
C10 closing in, all right? The cab, it always needs more, and more is never enough, so you give it more. I think we finally reached more as enough. So let's take a look around, check out the C10, where it's at, what we got going on. Door, painted, and wet sanded. This got the initial wet sand and polish. And it's dirty right now, it's dusty right now, so it'll get washed properly. But we want to get it on the truck, get it in the daylight, get the truck assembled, get it over here and do a final detailing. Wet sand and polish, it's dirty. I don't know what the fuck happened with my piece of plastic blew off of it. Pissed me off. Oh well, moving on. Tailgate. In all her glory. I started wet sanding it. I got derailed by the hood. We want the hood, the doors, the cab ready to go first. Tailgate's like the last fucking thing we got to worry about, so I shifted my intentions. And this is a prime example of what happens when you get your ass in a hurry and you skip a step. We didn't seal the interior of this. We shot base on it and it looked like ass. It hadn't been properly prepared. This is exposed. Down that side, the whole bottom's exposed. That's exposed. This is all exposed. Anybody that knows what they're looking at knows exactly what I'm saying. We got in a big ass fucking hurry and screwed ourselves. The bottom side's painted and clear. It was wet sanded. We'll be able to salvage this and move on. This is slow the fuck down. Follow your standard operating procedure. You'll fuck yourself if you don't. Let's take a look in here. I think I hear somebody. Oh, yeah. Hey, Jeremy.
Hey.
What's up?
masking.
Masking. It's one of your favorite things, isn't it?
For the job.
Alright, so our goal right now is interior is going to get painted. It's sealed, it's been sanded, it's good to go. Interior gets painted. Right? Interior paint today, exterior paint tomorrow.
Yep. Plan.
Go over here and check something else out. Last thing we've really got to deal with is the bed itself. It's a wood bed truck. And then we got miscellaneous. Glove box door, the cigarette ashtray, drawer, lid, or face, hinges, steering column. A lot of little details that need to get wrapped up after the cab so we can get on the chassis and moving and rolling, and then we can start applying all the other parts. But the box is the next focus of attention because we are there. Alright, so I dragged the pallet that was laying out over yonder. Palletizing parts as they come off. That air gate's junk, but I threw it on there. It's not ours, it's the owners of the truck. Inner fender, I'll show you why and what. The verdict comes down. As far as I know, we have to save both of these. There's the other one. And we have to save most of these rails. We've got two rails there that are brand new. And then that tail section. The two rails are stacked up to each other, and the one on the left is the tail section. They're all kind of clumped together, and the black, you can't see them. This tail section is what we're talking about. So we got that. We got two of these rails. So if one's irreparably damaged, we move on. We've got a brand new bedside for one side and a really nice one for the other side. So what we're keeping off of this, we had 3 different beds to choose from to sort around parts for. One of them, it's all dismantled parts and pieces. This one, and then another one that's completely assembled like this, in far worse shape. What we got to keep are these rails, those little inner caps, and this header panel. This header panel is straighter and in better shape than the one other one we had to choose from. Everything else, I'm going to pull these apart. He may sandblast these, we may sandblast. I don't know what's going to happen with these. But we got it set up on horses, and you can see there. And I'm taking it apart. I'm going to pull. This here is all disconnected. This header panel, so I'm going to support it underneath it so it doesn't fall. I'll finish loosening up all of this bedside, which I got some bolts down in here. And 2 down there, and that bedside should just come right off. I'm hoping I got enough ballast that this doesn't flip up off the sawhorses. We'll see when we get there. Fuck it, right? We're along for the ride. I'll set these off after I've stripped them on the pallet outside. I got a box of parts I pulled from this with a bag of screws and shit, and then I got a bag of hardware there. We're gonna try to replace all this hardware because it's cheaper and easier. But I got it. I saved them. Nothing wrong with these bedsides. They're in really good shape for what they are. But the time it takes us to straighten them out, what we've got sitting is in far better shape. So, we save that header panel, these braces, those doodads, and we move on with our life. So far, what I've done is I've come in here and I'll unscrew any of these I can. I cut this whole fucking brace across here off to get loosed up. Got all these bolts out. I just cut them off. Some of these bolts actually came out, which I'm gonna have to cut all these so I can get these cleaned up. So now I'm going around and choosing, do I sawzall, do I angle grinder, or do I use air ratchet? We've done the air ratchet and everything we can, they just spin now. So we're at sawzall or grinder. Cut those off with a grinder, go underneath this rail, these rails so we don't damage the rails, dig into the wood, cut with a sawzall, cut that right off. I'm going to leave that bolt and one of those up there in place. Why? So I can choose when this falls on the ground and make it not fall on the ground. Then we go over here and do the same thing. Then I'll get that inner fender structure bent back into shape like that one. Then I can clean them up, sandblast. Alright, so we got a big step forward on C10. We're not done, but I kind of like to see.
Alright, okay.
Just hanging out up there. We're going to get working done. We finish up the rest of the parts. We'll get the work done when we finish up the rest of the parts. I still have to wet sand and polish the roof. I have half the roof to wet sand and half to polish out, but it's a mess. We didn't get it cleaned up. We ran out of time.
That's nice.
Alright. These are the final days. It's dirty, but you can still see the fucking reflections. Bed rails, support rails, tailgate. Cowl, I'm actually working on the cowl wet sanding and one of the fender wells, for the box side fender wells. This is the back panel, back plate, whatever, for the bed. Lordy, you got the other outer fender. We will take this out. These are fresh paint. We gotta pull them out of here and wet sand them. Get the trash out. See the trash? No specks. Went past that. Great. It came out great. Is what it is, right? '11th hour. Marching along. Got some touch-ups I had to deal with, and then a little bit of wet sanding on the roof. I need these doors to line up right. They're giving me fits now with the rubber gaskets in. It's pushing it around. They're not fitting right, not like they were. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. But come on, folks. That's pretty fucking good. Tailgate. Purlins for the bed. I'll start putting the box together tomorrow so we can get it on the truck. And we'll do the buffing, sanding, all that on the box. Went sanding out the cowl. This looked amazing until we got it up against everything that we flat sanded down to smooth mirror. So, I mean, it's not bad. It's just texture. That's a little orange peely right in there. That didn't come out fantastic, but it was shiny. It looked great. But it doesn't look that great. So, this is Trevor Christensen's C10. Let's see if we can't find anything interesting here on the box sides. We had an issue on the box sides. Let me give us some light. We had an issue where we came up light on these rails and it was textury and it just plain looked like shit. So we did a soft edge right along here. Follow me? Rolled that paper back, did a soft edge, and just painted the lip. And Jeremy didn't like how those turned out, so he repainted those. And then he got rid of this paper. As soon as if you soft edge something, as soon as you get done painting it, you peel it off. So as that clear coat relaxes, it can relax down. And you've got less of an edge to deal with, and then it'll buff out easily. It needs wet sanded. They all do. That is underneath the bed floor. Let me see, all the colors done. We're gonna have some bolts and hardware that we gotta paint as we go and discover what the fuck's going on. But you know, it's been a long haul. We took the finish and fitment. We're doing more things in the process than we were supposed to. How's that? There we go. We have more stuff in the process than we're supposed to. As far as assembly, fitment, how far we were going to take the finish. I was just going to knock the trash out of the finish and buff it. And we wound up giving it a mirror finish. Once you learn that you can do something, and quite frankly the quality of the paint Jeremy's laying down, it takes less effort to mirror finish something than it used to give it a reasonable car lot finish. Like I said, I can paint. I'm just not that good at it. I'm not that proficient with the paint. And I know that, you see. So here we are, bolting shit together. We're lining up doors. I want to throw the hood on it tomorrow so that I can, when I throw the hood on it, I'm actually going to paper and tape the fenders, and then I'll wet sand. And no, the hood just needs washed because it's been sitting in the shop and there's a myriad of everything laying on it. I will wash the hood and then I will clay bar it, and then I will buff it out. And then I'll come in and I'll do my touch-ups where they need to be done. I find for me, better touch-ups were made after everything's polished and I can see what's going on. We can tell as we're going through the process everywhere we tried to skimp, cheat, or skip a step. and it's causing us touch-ups on hidden edges that no one will ever see. But what's the point of doing it if you're not going to do it right? Fuck it, my day's over. You have a good one. Wow, made it to the end of the video. Thanks for checking in. Come back on the next one. See what the hell we're up to next time. Subscribe, comment. Find us on over on the old Facebook, Smith Welding Restoration LLC on Facebook. Numbers at the beginning. Have any questions? Call.